Today I came live to answer like around 20 questions, which I've tried to put them into 8 or 9 brackets about twin flames. Yes. I realized that from my YouTube channel, all those people who don't know me, in fact from Instagram as well, or Facebook, but mostly from YouTube, the appointments that I get, like, the people who take appointments from me related to tarot card reading and spiritual guidance and stuff like that, most of them are related to twin flames. And perhaps because they find something very different being talked about. And so that is why I tried to culminate all those questions and put them into one, a few questions only, and answer them all here so that it's kind of helpful. So first of all, someone asked me, like, there's this question, are twin flames and soulmates the same? No, obviously twin flames and soulmates are not the same, but yes, it is being projected in India. Especially there is a total, a typical market for twin flames, okay, and people really want to grab this opportunity of misguiding people, other people who want to be in a very, very loving and intimate relationship. So it's very, very common and it's very natural for every one of us to, want to be in a relationship where you feel nurtured, where you feel that, the misguidance that Bollywood has given us, that, you'll find that one person, like Dil To Pagal Hai type of this thing. So it's very natural for all of us to want that kind of a connection, but whether that exists for us is the question. Soulmates and twin flames are actually not the same at all. And so this drives me to this other question which I have devised based on a lot of questions. What are twin flames? That would take a little time. So the first way to understand what are twin flames is to understand that there are basically 3 types of connections, and there are many more types of connections also, but the major foundations of all the connections are 3. One is the karmic, the second one is the soulmate, and the third one is the twin flame. Okay, so how would you understand a karmic connection? Karmic connection is the business which is left over from the past lives, right? And what is this business of karma? Okay, so karma is not just what you do, but it's also what you feel, what you speak, and many more things alongside. Man, vachan and karma, all these 3 things included. So let's say in this present lifetime you meet someone with whom you feel very, very connected, or you feel a lot of love and affection for that person, but that person does not reciprocate. So what happens is, this is left over in this lifetime as an unfinished business, and this will be taken forward to the next lifetime, where you will again meet this person as a new entity, like your reincarnation in the next lifetime. And then maybe the play script is quite the opposite, like you will not want to be in love with that person, but this person will crave your attention. So it's something like that. Or maybe presently with whom you're feeling that kind of affection, maybe you are actually paying off the previous life's karmic baggage, like this person in the past life was interested in you and you were not. Consequently, in this lifetime the sides are flipped. Okay, so karmic connection is that wherein the past life karmas are being balanced. And like movies like Om Shanti Om, that they show that in the past life this person had killed me, and consequently I've been brought in front of that person again to be able to kill him now and take my revenge. No, that is not the truth. As a past life regression therapist, I'll be able to tell you that you are brought back in front of that person, like in front of that soul, whatever the reincarnation be, again and again and again, not to take revenge but to balance your karma. Thank you so much, Dhiren. So what basically happens here is that you need to be in alignment with your true self, which is your soul. And at the soul level, you can imagine the soul, or you can imagine God like a tree. Okay, so, and the different souls are just the different leaves coming out of that, sprouting out of the same tree. Okay, so we belong in one place. We are all just the same. We come from God and we go back to God. So if you have problems with someone in your life, or someone has problems with you in your life, there's a misalignment somewhere, and that is what you have come here to balance in form of karma. You've not come here to take revenge. You have come here to be in a connection where you either forgive that person and be at peace, or to be able to love that person as he or she is. Okay, so that is called balancing of karma. We are not talking about revenge. Okay, so karmic connection means that. Then comes a soulmate connection. Soulmate is again, I'd say, the opposite of karmic. Let's say you went to class 1, and in class 1 you were 20 students in one class. Okay, you made 2 friends, and maybe one person turned out to be your enemy, and you would never be able to talk nicely to that person. You had fights, okay, as children do have. In class 2, again, you met both these people who were your friends as well as this person with whom you had a fight. Then class 3rd, this person left. The one who was your enemy left. Maybe he joined back in class 5th. You can understand these classes as different lifetimes. Anyway, life is like a class only. We are coming here to learn new lessons and to be able to detach from the worldly affairs, to be able to know that what is the power of your soul. Like, you are divine, we come from divine beings, and we are divine beings ourselves. The journey of the soul is actually discovering that and being in love with yourself totally. Okay, so soulmates are those people with whom you've had good past lifetimes. Okay, so they are mates of your soul, right? But you know that at the ultimate level we are all just the same. Coming to twin flames. Now, what are twin flames? Twin flames are your own soul. Yes, they are the same soul in a different manifestation. There is a scene in Ramayana. Okay, there's a scene in Ramayana in which Lord Ram has been taken to this, this contest where Sita Mata's marriage is to take place, and it has to be like, you need to pick up that dhanush, है ना, which that dhanush belong to Lord Shiva. उस धनुष को उठाना होता है, and then everyone fails. Ravan also fails. उसको उठाकर आपको, you have to tie the dhanush, and Lord Ram doesn't just manage to pick it up, but he also, it breaks down. It turns out to be so fragile for him. It turns out to be so weak for him. Something that the others could not even pick up, it breaks from his hand. And then comes Parshuram out of so much anger. When Parshuram comes, Lord Ram immediately knows that Parshuram is another manifestation of his own soul, right? And this other manifestation is, however, not able to identify Ram, okay? And he keeps shouting at Lord Ram. So Lord Ram says, you didn't identify me, you didn't understand who I am. So Lord Ram is much more aware than Parshuram. Like Lord Vishnu's avatars, as it goes from the 1st to the 9th one till now we have known, with every avatar he was more and more awakened. Okay, so like Lord Krishna was more awakened than Lord Ram. If you see that Lord Ram was bound by the societal pressures, because of which he did not, he asked his wife to give all the Agni Pariksha number of times. But Lord Krishna rather taught Kutniti, and he was a Ranchod Das, right? He had very, very different way of living. He knew that the matrix world is not all right, while Lord Ram was thoroughly ingrained into the matrix world. So what I'm trying to say about twin flames is the fact that twin flames, one understanding of twin flames is that they are this, different manifestations of the same soul, like Parshuram and Ram. This is one understanding. Then another understanding is Lord Krishna and Ma Radha. Okay, and another understanding is obviously Shiva and Shakti. They are the same soul. And understanding from Shiva and Shakti, it's easiest to understand why, because in between the twin flames there is one soul which is more awakened. Okay, and that happens to be the feminine in the sense that we understand, we term it as the feminine. It may be a man also. She is the one who understands that this is a different connection, while the male or the masculine, he is rather scared, or he wants to run away from the intensity of the emotion, and he runs away literally. He doesn't want to accept or validate this connection, and he thinks that I don't think I'll be validated here, I don't think we'll be able to carry forward, and he has his own level of fears and judgments, and his role is to continuously reject the feminine. So because I've been getting a lot of questions only related to twin flames, so I wanted to explain this well here with an altogether new understanding of twin flames. So twin flames are the same soul in different bodies. Now, understanding this, if it's like, sounds like ideal love story from a Bollywood perspective, but it is not. It is far from being a love story actually. Yes, there is a lot of love. You love yourself. You cannot stop loving yourself. You may stop validating yourself. That's the truth. But you can't stop loving yourself. So when you see yourself in another body, you will obviously automatically fall in love with that person because that love was there beforehand. Soulmates, there is pre-existing love between soulmates because they've been with each other in the past lives. And karmics, there is a high level of attraction, which may seem like a physical attraction as well. You want to be, in the beginning, unfortunately, the matrix, the kind of world, the 3D world that we live in, we understand an ideal love affair or an ideal connection between two people as physical attraction. That is the most unfortunate aspect of it, okay? And because of which there are so many marriages happening between karmics. Most of the marriages are happening between karmics because there's unfinished business from the past lifetime, okay? So how to distinguish between twin flames and other connections is, first of all, there's a high level of attraction between twin flames as well as karmics, because there's unfinished business between karmics also and unfinished business between twin flames also. Obviously twin flames business can never be finished, okay? And when you talk about soulmates, you feel that connection in a very, very peaceful manner from the beginning. You gel with each other well. You may have similar likes and dislikes and stuff like that, but to distinguish a twin flame, and let me again bring this back over and over again, and I'll keep saying, do not think it to be a love story. Of course you'll feel like that in the beginning, and you will feel like, the emotion that you'll have is, can I just be one with this person? Can I live my life with this person? This is what you initially feel. And I'm talking about the feminines right now. I'm not talking about the masculines, because masculines take a very, very long time to understand, and most of them don't even understand ever. So they may know that, oh, this is an intense relationship, this is an intense connection, and that is why I don't think I can get into it, because if my heart breaks and if we cannot continue, then maybe she will say that you were not the right person and things like that. So instead of breaking this high intensity connection, he thinks, let's not make this connection only, okay? So how to identify a twin flame? It does not take 15 days to identify a twin flame. It takes 6 months, 1 year, 2 years to identify that this person is your twin flame. But one of the ways to understand it is that you will come across this term twin flame. Maybe you've come across this video because you're about to meet or you've just met your twin flame. The second way of understanding a twin flame is that you've never felt this level of connection, this level of appreciation, this level of love, this level of oneness, like a family feeling with any other person in your past. That's another way of identifying. The third thing, now please take one by one, okay? Don't just get into here and then stop listening to the video and say, that is a twin flame. Third way of understanding that this person is your twin flame is that there is something like, an eye contact, which is called like, an eye lock. Once you have met the other person, once you start communicating with the other person, there will be this scenario. If this scenario has not happened, then this high chances this person is not your twin flame. A moment where you look at your twin flame or this person and the eyes will be locked. This is one of the biggest tests. Your eyes will be locked with this person, and for a few seconds or maybe a minute or so, you will not be able to take your eyes off. And when you try to take your eyes off, it may seem like you have to physically pull your eyes off and look another side, okay? And that day you will realize, my God, I think I'm not in control of my own body or my own eyes, okay? So it's called an eye lock. It should happen within the first 3 to 6 months of your connection with your twin flame, if you've met the twin flame physically. Apart from that, so if this is also ticked, the next thing, once this eye lock happens, he'll start running away. The masculine of the two, the one who is lesser aware in the sense, the one who is more ingrained into the matrix world. It's not like he doesn't love you, but he's not ready to accept it, okay? He'll keep saying everything else except what he should say, because he thinks that I want to be in the comfort zone, something that lasts, So the matrix world, you look at the matrix world. Let's stop here and look at the matrix world. How do we decide our lifetime? Government job. Why do we decide on government job? Because we are lazy people and we are not ready to take risk. What Macaulay's education did to India was that it only brought up slaves, people who could just bow down to seniors. So we are not ready to take risks, and we want something which is long term. Okay, you want one home where you are going to live and die. You want one job, you start it and you finish off there only, and you are not ready to take risk or grow further, or make up your own business or something like that. You want to be in a relationship which is acceptable to people around you, validated. You will not look so much at the emotion, which is the most important aspect, the emotion and connection. Do you feel that passion towards that person? And I'm not talking about physical intimacy at the point of time. So what most of us do is कि अपने community में, अपने caste में लड़की 2 साल छोटी हो, ऐसे जाके we go and find out, and we think that ये टिक जाएगा, और ये नहीं टिकता है. Obviously most of the times now people are being more aware, and 5 years down the line you realize that you people were not meant to be together. So matrix idea is this, okay? And because the masculine twin flame, the divine masculine, is more ingrained in the matrix, so he would rather want to look forward to an easier connection where he can feel like a man, because matrix has again given boxes. This is man, this is woman. Man should be the one जो 50 लड़कों के साथ लड़की के पीछे जाके गाना गाए और लड़की ऐसे शर्माए. He's not ready for the girl who's intelligent and who's like, who's very bold, and who can also be the lover, who can also be the poet. He's not ready for that kind of a person, right? So an understanding is that the matrix twin flame, or the divine masculine, is more ingrained into, generally, I'm not saying always, but generally is more inclined towards matrix validations, and consequently he will not want to even realize at times deep within that the ones whom he is choosing is wrong. So the next thing that I was talking about, that is, once the eye lock happens, he will run away. Okay, what is the next thing? When he runs away, what you are going to undergo is called a soul shock. Soul shock is a situation where you think it's better to die than to face the situation of his absence, and this is what is the main initiation of twin flame. Okay, because then you undergo your spiritual awakening. Then is the time when you realize that, oh, I can't live without him. And when you realize that, that is the moment you break down into multiple pieces. But then God is not going to allow you to die also. Okay, so the situation would be such that you will not be able to commit suicide. A lot of women who talk to me, they actually talk about this situation, the soul shock. This soul shock takes you into spiritual practices. Okay, number of times a lot of women get digressed from here, they get distracted, because this was one of the questions. I think the question was how true are the tarot readings. Okay, do not go to tarot readers, please. I am one of the tarot readers. I learnt everything on this journey. I learnt everything: tarot reading, past life regression, whatever it was, Akashic records, multiple types of meditation, vipassana, everything. And then I got to know that there is an altogether different answer to the twin flame journey. So what you can do here is, you can act on your guidances. Start with basic meditation. Soul shock is yet another tick. If you have got it, the moment you felt that my life is absolutely useless without him. Okay, because at this time there's something more that you're going to discover about yourself, is that, oh, I don't love myself at all. I don't love myself. If I cannot live without another person, that means I am not important for myself. My own companionship is not important for myself. So that's something that you understand at that point of time, and then you take a turn towards positivity, towards the real spiritual awakening, wherein a lot of good and bad things will happen. Like what seems like bad things is actually the death of the ego. Now what is ego? Ego is a false identity. False identity. I'm a woman, I'm a 40-year-old woman, I'm a Hindu, and I'm a public speaker, I'm a public speaking and book writing coach. All these things which I have, like TEDx speaker, best-selling author, whatever I write with myself, this is false identity. My real identity, that I'm soul and I'm one with God. The only problem is that I have not yet experienced it. I have experienced it, but for most of us, that is the problem. So when your ego self dies, we have compiled a lot of things as we believe to be ours, right? This is my child, and this is my house, these are my parents. There are too many things we are attached to. And with the ego death, bit by bit, you will be shown that none of these things are yours. I remember back in April, I think it was 20th April or something, this year itself, I had a near-death experience. I was in such a bad situation that I almost thought that I have a few moments left in my life. At that point of time, people with whom I was not talking well, they also started behaving very well with me. and I saw my kids settling down with their father, and for a moment I felt that maybe even if I'm not here, everything will be taken care of. I think I was just taking unnecessary load of tensions and stress over my head, that I am required, I am important, I am a single mother, all this nonsense that was there in my head. Like in a few seconds, all these misconceptions were removed. I knew that my kids will be able to do without me. I knew my mother would be very, very sad because she's the one who loves me the most on this planet. But she would also manage. And I knew that, I had this purpose for serving women to become more expressive. I knew that if I'm not there, there'll be someone else to help them. And all those women who really want to be expressive, they'll be able to express them. They'll find out the way like I did. So like this, bit by bit, something will happen which will get you detached from the matrix world and will get you more grounded into spirituality and understand the truth. So this is another tick. If your life has changed drastically like that, then you are on a real twin flame journey. The person you have met, who you think is your twin flame, is your twin flame. He's running away, you've undergone a soul shock, then you drastically change your life. These changes may be changes related to your career. Most of all, it is career. I changed my career drastically, and it may be many more things, like the place you live, your attitude, the kind of food you eat. There can be a lot of things. So a lot of foundational changes will happen. So if these things, if you have been able to tick in all these places, then you can say that this is your twin flame. Believe me that there is out there a big twin flame industry with all the fake gurus. You know why fake gurus exist? Fake gurus exist because we are ready to listen to the BS that the fake gurus say. Unfortunately, there are courses which are worth lakhs and lakhs of rupees, and people are actually paying that. There were many more questions. I'm hoping that I've already answered a lot of questions. Yes. So should I be taking up a course on twin flames? No. Never ever take any course on twin flames. There are many women who ask me, why don't you give me a course, and they're ready to pay a lot. But guess what? Now that I'm awakened, I know that I don't want anyone's money, because this will be carried off like karma, anyone's money for a wrong purpose. No one can guarantee your twin flame reunion. Only you can guarantee it. That too to a certain extent only. So never ever take up any twin flame courses for thousands and lakhs and I don't know whatever amount of money, because it's a personal journey of your soul. Okay. And as I already said that and there was this one more question someone asked, that why is the divine masculine so insensitive? Divine masculine he is made into that. He's not insensitive. Imagine you met a person. Okay, imagine you met a person. You thought that this person was good looking, or she was good, or whatever, and then suddenly this person started coming on you big time. Like this person would like message you, call you, and just say that we are twin flames. You didn't feel the connection, but the other person is saying all these things. What would you do? You would also run away, right? So the reality of this connection is that the other person is not feeling that connection to the extent you are. A lot of divine feminines, they undergo past lives, they see past lives in which they were connected to the twin flame in manifold ways. They are like, there are many spiritual processes which are happening with them. They deal with that absolute loneliness emotion, and so consequently the divine feminines think that he must be feeling the same. Why can't he understand? You will also not do the same. Like if you didn't feel these emotions for a person, would you go back and reciprocate to that person? You would not. So your divine masculine is not insensitive. It's just that he is much more ingrained in the matrix world. And the second thing being that he's not feeling the emotions so much as you are. Okay, he does not feel it the way you do. And so what is the yes, so before getting into getting in further, there's a question: will he marry me? Is there a chance of marriage? Again, let me reiterate, twin flames are not romantic connections, they are spiritual connections. The entire idea behind twin flames is, it's like, let's say I got ready. Okay, I was on the car and I got ready. I put up a lipstick and a kajal or mascara, whatever, and I thought that I'm looking good. Okay, then I went to my to the hotel where I was supposed to be attending a party, and then I saw the mirror and I realized, oh my god, the mascara is all here and there, and the kajal is smudged, and maybe the lipstick is coming out of the lips. So what happened with the mirror? The mirror kind of showed you the real picture. Okay, correct yourself. So the twin flame is also for that. You both are just one. Okay, so one of you is the one manifestation, like you, the divine feminine, is there to do the spiritual work. The divine masculine is the mirror to show you what all do you need to work on. So whatever emotion you feel for your twin flame, like let's say you feel that he doesn't respect me, so just understand whatever you feel for him is your reality. That means you don't respect yourself. If you feel that he doesn't love me enough, understand that you don't love yourself enough. Okay, so it's the duty that he has been given. Your duty is to do the spiritual work. Yes, many people ask, what is the way out? Some people say, how can I run away from this connection? And can I just something that can happen to my mind, I just get rid of him totally. I don't want to see him. I've blocked him here and there. No, the best way is to undergo the spiritual process. Whatever you may want. If you want to reunite with him, then also that's the path. If you want to be at peace, forget about him or whatever, then also spiritual process is the path. What does the spiritual process or inner work look like? That is one of the questions. Yes. What do we do in inner work? Right. So inner work looks like, first of all, let me tell you that today you have mentors, and today you have one physical person like me who's telling you all these things. There are many more people. I'm sure there are more people who are telling you honest things, but believe me, the one way to get through spiritual process is first to sit in silence. Okay, sit in silence, and that's a very, very boring activity, I'm sure, but try to begin with 5 minutes of silence. Maybe early in the morning you get up and you just close your eyes. Closing your eyes is absolutely important. Don't have any other music and sound going around, and just sit in silence. Observe your breath. Then start observing every part of your body. Are you feeling any pain somewhere? Maybe one of your part is itching. Try to look at those things. Begin with 5 minutes. It can go on to 10 minutes. It can go on to 20 minutes. You will very, very soon realize, like when I started on the journey, I had started watching 4 everywhere, and that was also a time I was learning a lot of law of attraction stuff. So I knew that I have to ask the universe, and the universe will answer. And some of the answers were like magical. So one day I again was watching 44 everywhere, and I just asked the universe, dear universe, please tell me, what is this? What does it mean to see 44 everywhere? And I was just going through Facebook, and I saw an advert by an angel healer who's one of my gurus, Sri Demla, and it said that, are you also watching repeating numbers? Then do this course and something like that. So I did this course, which was just for 99 or 199 at that point of time. Obviously, I went on for the advanced course as well, and it solved all my issues. I got connected, and got connected to the universe, and then I started getting guidances. What should I do next? What should I do next? So in the same manner, start sitting in silence. Start believing in the universe. Start believing that things are happening for your welfare. I just closed up a session where there was this lady who said, I feel I've wasted a lot of time. And that was the session that inspired me to get back these questions and take it. So when you feel, when your twin flame comes, all these kind of questions also come, I have wasted a lot of my time. So don't understand time as the world shows time as. Like, someone told me that I wasted 9 years of my time in my marriage. I should have run away on the first day or something like that. I wish I was so intelligent. No. Don't ever regret whatever has happened in the past. It has taught you something. Okay? And yes, there are many people who think like that. Ki agar main, when I was young and I would have stepped out of this marriage, I would have got some handsome guy and knight in the shining armor. No. Even if you would have got the knight in the shining armor, you were still in that energy of attracting wrong people in your life. Now, after spending those 9 years like that lady did, you have learned something about relationship. You've learned that it's not just physical intimacy, it's not just attraction, it's a meaningful and purposeful relationship where even silence is purposeful. So don't understand time like that. And inner work also, you will start realizing things bit by bit, and you'll start attracting the right things in your life. What is the next spiritual practice? One of the major things I always tell, even though I'm a yoga trainer, I don't give training to people. I don't have the time. But you can actually start with YouTube. Yoga, there are, unfortunately in India only people don't realize the importance of yoga. There are books which are written by people from outside India who say that inner child healings happen, past life healings happen when you do yoga, when you do pranayama and breath work. This was something I was attracted to 2-3 years ago when I had undergone my soul shock. And I didn't know how to live my life further. But then yoga was the first guidance, and I started off with yoga. That was something that I was guided as when I was very young, as like 7-8 years. I used to do yoga at that point of time. So I reconsidered yoga and I got into a number of courses. I became a yoga level 2 trainer. But it's not about becoming a trainer and having those, all those boxes ticked, I'm this, I'm that. But do yoga because it really, really helps. Your body needs to move because the karma that you have brought from your past lives are here in your body. And that's for everyone, not just who are twin flames. So if you really want to release your karma and you want to live in the present time, you've got to focus on your body. You've got to move your body. So coming back, will he marry or is marriage possible? So this was the inner work thing. Marriage is possible only if there is astrological evidence, for which please do not go and get your kundalis matched and things like that. Don't go on to that extent. I went on to the extent of learning astrology. But be open to love. Open your heart chakra. You can go and find out meditations of Archangel Shamil. Other ways of opening up your heart chakra is to be around kids. Other ways of opening up your heart chakra is to have pets. You must have noticed, I don't know how many people know, but there are even researchers on the fact that when a couple, let's say they are not having children, a child of their own, and let's say they adopt a child, okay, or they have a pet at home, in a few years they also have their own child. That is because their heart has opened. The child can make you open up your heart like anything. I was watching this movie Maleficent, where Maleficent is heartbroken by a certain man. She was a fairy, and her heart is totally closed. She becomes, from a fairy she becomes an evil character, okay. And this very man's daughter, okay, is growing up in front of Maleficent, and she happens to look at the child and she develops so much of motherly feeling. That's something I really identify with. I changed totally after becoming a mother. And I think if I have a purposeful life today, that's because I am a mother. I feel responsible every morning when I wake up and I look at my kids who are so cute. So children can actually change your life totally. So the fact that one of the ways of opening up heart chakra is to be around kids or to be around pets, and obviously if you don't have either of them, then you can do Archangel Shamil's meditation. You can go and find on YouTube, and other ways of opening up your heart chakra. So that, answering that question, will he marry me or whether we'll be able to marry each other, so that you attract the right person in your life, which may not be your twin flame, okay. So twin flame marriage is possible only when you have attained that highest level of healing, and it's not an easy journey at all. So be open to a soulmate as well, to a connection, a very, very positive connection. Don't always be toxically after your twin flame. It takes a high level of healing to get off your eyes from your twin flame, because most of the people who are into this connection, most of the women, they cannot forget their twin flames. They cannot date other people, or they cannot come back to their lives. But believe me, best way is to spiritually heal, move on with silence. And so marriage is not on the charts, in the sense that please don't think of marriage as the ultimate thing. Marriage is a worldly affair, okay. So don't try to validate this divine connection of being the same soul by marriage, okay. You don't need to get married to validate that, oh, this person is the love of my life. This person is you, okay. So forget about marriage and take stride of your own life. That is which is most important. How to move out, I think I've already addressed this question. Then they are not similar to soulmates at all. I think most of the questions I've managed to answer. The last bit of word that I would want to say is that it is a connection back to, it's this is just another form of spiritual awakening, okay. So some people have spiritual awakening alone, like people like Eckhart Tolle and all, like Gautam Buddha, okay. So he awakened alone. He didn't have a twin flame to awaken him. And so this is just another trickier and smarter way of awakening. It's like a more fancy way that you fall in love with another person, and to be with that person you spiritually awaken. Spiritually awakening, when you awaken spiritually, it's nothing like gaining new powers. It's not like gaining new powers. It's giving up the negativities, okay. It's like giving up whatever is holding you back from awakening spiritually. It's something like when I started awakening spiritually, I saw that I found the purpose of my life to be able to help other women, because women are the foundations of the families, and if the woman is fine, if she is expressive, if she is intelligent and aware, then the children will automatically be intelligent, aware, and expressive. So you'll find your life purpose. It's something like you can understand like this. Let's say there is a window in your house, and the window has a glass pane, okay, and the glass pane is like very very dirty. You can't look out of the window, okay, because it's very dirty. Spiritual awakening is clearing off that dirt to be able to see outside. And it's not only you who can see outside towards God and what is the reality. It's also other people who can see through you. They can feel in your aura. And that is how, like, initially I did not understand why are so many people getting attracted to me, so many women wanting to take lessons and have their bit of session and tarot reading and spiritual guidance. But then I understood that, okay, I've just become a channel. I've become that clear window pane, okay, because I can reflect what God wants to show to people. So you don't become anything randomly new or someone who's like very very empowered. No, you just become your original self. You are going back on the frequencies of God. So the more you meditate and the more spiritual practices you do, the more honest you are. You become that window pane through which people can look at the real world, as against what the matrix wants to show. Matrix is all about boxes and validations. Do this, become an engineer, become a doctor, become an IAS officer. These are the only professions. Reality is, go as per your passion. Matrix world tells you you must Zomato and eat the best of food. You deserve it. This is self-love. Self-love is eating that food which is good for your body and your mind. And you might feel very very attached to your phone and to be on the phone all the time. Self-love tells you that your eyes are going to be harmed a lot, and much more than eyes, it's like food. You're watching content. This content is the food of your brain. Whatever kind of content you're going to watch, that is what your life is going to be shaped into, the future life. Like kids watching horror movies and thinking that, oh, they're having the best of entertainment, and parents unfortunately like taking them to Stree and what kind of movies. But the reality is that the brain shrinks further because of horror, whether it be comedy or whatever. These concepts are now ingrained in your child's mind. Everyone knows, and I'm not one of those people who says that, oh, there are no ghosts. I say that there are ghosts. There are negative energies around us, but there are also positive energies around us. Which one do you want to subscribe? It depends on you. So based on all these things, you must understand. I'll just summarize the entire thing, and the call to action would be going back on your spiritual practices. Find out more on self-love. You should be absolutely in love with yourself. We tend to think a lot that getting your hair straightened and applying lipstick and mascara or wearing the best of clothes is self-love. Yes, that's a part of self-love, but self-love goes much deeper. Okay, I'll be holding a physical session 2-day event for women. That would be either towards the end of November or the beginning of December. It's a physical session in Gurgaon. It's only meant for women. It will be totally on self-love, and it's like scraping off your the toxicity out of you. So you may ask for it further if you are interested in it. But if you at all want to understand, then this journey is actually asking you to become your original self. To become your original self, that is, become your soul. There are 7 layers in which your existence is. The first layer is your body. Second layer is your breath. Third layer is your mind. After that comes your intellect. After that comes your memory. After that comes your ego, your false identity. I'm a woman, 40-year-old, this, that, and the other, TEDx speaker, best-selling author. After that comes your soul. So in these 7 existences, soul is the most original one, right? The others are all temporary. They will all go. In this lifetime, I'm a woman. In the previous lifetime, I was a man. So all these things are temporary. You must identify what you truly are. The journey is about that. It's just another form of spiritual awakening. If there are any more questions, you can contact me on WhatsApp, or you can send a message on YouTube, or you can also send a message, because there are many women who don't, the way they have connected with me is like, I don't know, somehow some women also get my number. I think there are some AI tools working. But if you don't know about those AI tools and you cannot send me a WhatsApp message, you can definitely ask on social media, or find me out on Facebook and Instagram and connect with me on DM there, and that would be a personalized way of asking me your personal questions. We can always set up sessions and clarify all your doubts. That's it for today. Signing off, Ishwarya Sinha. Thank you so much. Namaste.